Hey guys, Roger, Grower Solution. So I am doing and reviewing some videos, first glance and stuff. I know Jacob's done some of this. I did one earlier, but something a little different for you. So hope you enjoy it. I hope I enjoy it too because I haven't seen it. So stay tuned.
If you take cherry seeds, put them in an egg filled with soil and water them, then you'll have free cherries at home.
That's hogwash in my opinion. I don't think you can germinate those strawberry seeds. But he was showing strawberries and not cherries. The world of AI.
If you take an ice cream cone, fill it with soil, and put a seed inside, it will feed on the cone and grow 3 times as fast. If you cut up some onions,
Now, I don't agree with that. It's still got to break down. You can do there's just not enough nutrient for that ice cream cone to make a difference.
put them in the ground and water them, you'll get free onions for life. If you take a
This is true. I've actually done this. So this is true, and like green onions in your garden, you can cut them all the way down and grow them back, and you'll have more green onions. A lot of people do that. So that's actually true. AI got it right.
pomegranate, put the seeds in a plastic bag and crush them, you'll be able to plant them and have endless pomegranates.
That's a new
If you
one.
cut up a milk carton, put cement in it and plant an egg in it, you'll have a beautiful modern pot for your plants.
You know, you can actually, what you do is you mix vermiculite in with that or perlite in with that to make lightweight concrete, and they make planters out of that. They actually do that. So that's kind of cool.
If you take a sweet potato, stick 3 toothpicks in it and leave it to soak in water. It will sprout and you can plant it in your garden.
That is very true. In fact, I know a lot of people will take a sweet potato and sprout it, get its root, and take those what are called slips, S-L-I-P-S, take the slips, the baby plants, plant them in the garden, and that's how they get their potato slips, and that's how they end up getting their sweet potatoes every year. So yes, that's true.
If you cut a cucumber, collect its seeds and put them in water, the good seeds will stay at the bottom.
So let's go back to the cucumbers. That's true. The good seeds will stay. I might have it backwards, but I hopefully I don't. The good seeds will stay at the bottom. The bad seeds will float, and that's true with anything. You do that in with tree seeds, anything. Good seeds will float to the bottom. Bad seeds will float to the top. They've got air in them, is what it is.
If you're tired of slugs eating all your salads, plant a glass of beer not far from your salads and the slugs will be trapped.
Yeah, beer works great to get rid of slugs. What I've always heard, and that's a good idea, of burying the red Solo cup, but I've always done it with a little dish, and they come in there and they drown. They get drunk and they drown. So
If you plant a piece of your plant in a banana, the banana will give all its energy and you will be able to have a new plant. If you plant a
I don't know if it gives all its energy, but it becomes a potting medium, and you can actually root stuff in bananas. I've seen that too. Never done it, but I've seen it. So it works.
flower in a carrot, it will grow twice as fast. If you take a grapefruit seed, put it in a damp paper towel and sprinkle with cinnamon, the next day you can plant your seed in a pot of soil and have free grapefruits for the rest of your life.
So let's talk grapefruits. I've actually opened up grapefruits and the seed is sprouting, but it doesn't happen in a day. It takes a few days to do it. But so that's true. They do sprout. You can get your grapefruit. Now, is it going to be a true grapefruit? No, because those are normally, I'm going to say, grafted or budded. So they have the proper variety, but at least you'll maybe have grapefruits, maybe not, but that's 3 or 4 years down the road.
If you take the pit of an avocado, remove its skin, and stick in 3 toothpicks like in the video, you can soak it in water and roots will develop. All you have to do is plant it to have a future avocado tree.
I've actually done this before and it does work, but I didn't pull the skin off. I just left the skin on and it worked fine.
If you mix cornstarch, hot water, and your seeds, put everything in a piping bag and pour it into the ground, water, and the next day, you will see the first shoots. If your orchid is dead,
the cornstarch, it does make sense because cornstarch is going to have, they make a natural fertilizer out of corn. So the cornstarch probably has a little more nitrogen in it. So you would have some nutrients in there. But as far as making it germinate faster, I don't know that.
cut it into small pieces, put them in a paper towel with sawdust, roll it up, put it in a glass of water, cover with plastic wrap, and make holes with a toothpick. After a few days, you will have 5 new orchids.
That's interesting. I didn't know that, but that makes sense that you could do that. Now, whether it works or not, it says it on the internet, so it must be true.
If you put panties on 2 watermelons, they will grow twice as
wow.
big. If you make lots of
Wow.
holes in a water bottle, bury it.
Wait a minute. I've seen people use bras to hold their pumpkins when they're going vertical growing, but panties in that picture, okay, that just make you want to poke your mind's eye out. So
Hide it with decorations, and you will have homemade automatic watering.
That's
If you
kinda
mix
cool.
an onion with egg yolk, apply it to an apple and an orange cut in half, and tie the 2 fruits together to plant it, you will have a tree that grows both fruits. If you have a heeled shoe that you no
now
longer
you have 2
wear,
different
don't
trees.
throw it away. Paint it, fill it with soil, and you can plant succulents. If you have a toilet that you are...
Okay, a lot of people take old boots, really old boots, and they'll plant them and they'll put them in their garden along with, you've seen people put their bed frames out there and make gardens out of those and use them for decoration. So crazy, but yeah, they do it. So anyway, just creativity is a good way to put it.
If you have a toilet that you are going to throw in the landfill, wash it, make little circles of paint in different colors, fill it with soil and flowers, and you will have a magnificent, modern, and colorful flower pot.
It actually looks pretty neat. That's all I got to say about that.
If you mix all your natural waste and pour it into your soil, it will make natural compost.
Yes,
If
it
you
will.
squeeze a tomato into a flower pot and water regularly, you will have as many tomatoes as you want. If you
Let me tell you this. I know this story right here. So I cut a tomato just the other day that was out of the garden, and I noticed it was a little bit black. And lo and behold, the seed inside the tomato had started to germinate. And of course, I ended up throwing the tomato away. But yes, that's very much true. The seed of tomatoes is very viable, and it germinates quick. So yes, that's true.
don't want your bread to go moldy, put fresh celery in the bag and it will last twice as long.
I just keep it in the refrigerator and it lasts forever. I've never heard the celery deal, but that's interesting. I wonder why that is.
If you want to store lemons for 6 months, cover them with salt in a closed jar.
Yeah, who wants to drink a salty lemon then? That doesn't make, okay, yeah.
If you don't have a knife to cut your watermelon, go around the fruit by pressing with a coin, and all you have to do is tap it sharply.
Well, that's a neat idea. That's pretty slick. I can see where that works too. But that's a really, really neat idea if you get in the
If you
bind.
use this tool, you will be able to trim your herbs very easily. If you don't have a vegetable peeler,
I don't understand the trimming the herbs, but it must be cool.
the top of a cut plastic bottle can work just fine. If you stick a large
I'd have to
toothpick
try
into
that.
your onions while lining them up, you can cut them twice as quickly and easily. If you
not a
use a
bad
comb
idea.
to guide your knife when cutting a banana, it will be more presentable for your guests.
Well, what else would you use to cut it with? I just eat it. Yeah, okay.
If you save this video, you will finally know the technique for cutting a pepper without the seeds. If your pot becomes too small for your plant and you don't have any other pots, then remove the plant from the pot and cut off a third of the bottom roots. Your plant
Yeah,
will
that's a
have
good
room
idea.
to breathe again.
That's
If you
a good
cut a
idea right
succulent
there.
plant in half, you can double it by replanting it. If you cut a small
That's
part of the
neat.
bark off your small tree and put a plastic cup around it with moist soil inside and cover it, your tree will grow twice.
So that's air layering. I am fascinated by air layering. I've never done a whole lot of it, but I have had success with it with like hydrangeas, which are easy to root anyway. But yeah, it's cool. If you need more bushes let's say you want some more roses or you want some more hydrangeas, you can do exactly what he said and do air layering. I have done it with a baggie, plastic baggie, and you put soil in that and you wrap it around and tape it up and get it good and moist, and it'll do the same thing. So just make sure you injure the stem along it, and that way that's where the roots will go.
If you cut tofu with a tennis racket, it will be easier and faster than with a simple knife. If you
Wait a minute. You're going to cut tofu with the tennis racket, and you just came off the tennis court and played tennis with it? How dirty is that? Just use a flippin' clean knife. And I like tofu.
use scissors to place the nuts inside,
Oh, that's
you can
neat.
break them very
That's a
easily.
good idea.
If you put a teaspoon in a hard-boiled egg, the skin will come off twice as easily.
Yeah, I don't
If you
believe
toast
that. I've
almonds
tried
in a
it.
pan, put them in a net and rub them together, the skin will come off on its own. If you stick a bottle opener into a potato, you will be able to peel it much more easily. If you make a cross on the bottom of a tomato, put it to boil and then put it in a bowl of ice water, the skin will automatically come off.
So we just went by a ton of these, and every one of them was true. And I got to be honest, the tomato, I'm trying to think what it's called when you're canning those. Somebody out there will hopefully remember it. But they use it when they're, before they freeze them, they'll pull the skin off tomatoes. And what you'll do is you'll blanch them, which is what you're doing, blanching it, pull the skin off, and then you'll take that tomato and freeze it. And then when you want to make tomato paste or whatever, or tomato soup or spaghetti, you just pull the whole tomatoes out and use them like a tomato, cut them up and cook them. So yeah, that works. But the other stuff was interesting.
If you mix eggshells and put them in your flower pot with water, it will help your plant grow.
That's
If
true.
you cut holes in a banana, put grapes in it and plant it, then you can plant the grapes and you will have free grapes for the rest of your life.
I don't believe that. First of all, you have to have seeds in the grapes, and most grapes at the store are seedless. Only if you're growing grapes do you have seeds in them. So that might work, but I don't think so. That went by so fast, I don't know if I got it all, but I think so. Guys, I just went through these. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy stuff, isn't it? I don't understand it, a lot of it, but see you next time. Bye-bye.